My name is Wim. Today's video is called What is about to say about Vesta and Ceres? Now, I want to show you these two. Now, this is Vesta. This is Ceres, okay? Vesta is an asteroid, while Ceres is a dwarf planet. Okay? Now, I'm talking about these two before I get to the Jovian planets. Well, I'll get to the Jovian planets for next video, but that's good means why I want to get into Vesta and Ceres because these are these are the biggest rocks between Mars and these are the two biggest things between Mars and Jupiter. Okay, you can say that Ceres is probably the smallest asteroid in our solar system. Sorry, you could say that so you could say that Ceres is the biggest is the smallest dwarf planet in our solar system, but it's still a pretty big. And then you can say that Vesta is the biggest asteroid in our solar system. Yeah, both Vesta and Ceres are both between Mars and Jupiter. So, as you can say about both of these. In Wikipedia, it will say for Vesta because I think this is called for Vesta. But they're both big. They're both big things. Well, they're probably small, but they're between Mars and Jupiter. So. Vesta is an asteroid, and Ceres is a dwarf planet. Okay? Okay, do the thing, so. Yeah, we can learn what they're called in other languages. Let's see. We can do with Ceres first. We can do with Ceres and then Vesta. First of all, Ceres still its name.
Ceres.
Ceres is called Ceres in Spanish. Now, Vesta.
Vesta.
Vesta is still called Vesta in Spanish. So, none of it changed there. Now, what about in the next language we're going to get to? Well, that'll be French. What about Ceres in so Ceres in French is
Ceres.
Ceres. And then Vesta.
Vesta.
Vesta. That was how to pronounce in French. But don't worry. It's going to sound different and it will now but that's going to does sound the same, right? Well, don't worry. Now we're going to get into the languages that do sound different. Which will be in Mandarin. Okay. Let's start with Ceres. Okay, so Ceres, the dwarf planet called Ceres, in Mandarin is called Goshenjing. Now Vesta
造神星
Okay, so Vesta in Mandarin is called Zhao Shenjing. Okay, I'm probably not saying correctly, but I'm trying to say them the best I can. So in Mandarin, so. Now here it is in Arabic, but first, the series in Arabic is this one.
Ceres
Series. Okay. Now what about the next one's gonna be Vesta.
Vesta
Yeah, Vesta. Okay, so that's how to say so those are the ones how to say that's how to say series and Vesta in Arabic, so. Okay, now next one. Now we're getting to the next language here. Which will be, yeah, Japanese. Okay.
Ceres
Okay, Ceresu is how to say series in Japanese. Now Vesta.
Vesta
Okay.
Vesta
Okay, Besuda is how to say Vesta in Japanese. Okay, now series. Okay, Kalesu. That's how to say series in Korean. Okay. And then now Vesta. Okay, Vesta Yoshin. It's how to say Vesta in Korean. Okay. So now we're done with what they're done with what they're called in some other languages, so. Okay, so now what does the Bible say about these two? Well, we can take a look at more of them, so. There's another picture of them. Here's another picture of Vesta. Another picture of Ceres, and also another picture of Ceres right here, so. Okay, well, we can read this part for Exodus and Genesis. So, here, let's read this article right here. So, down over Vesta expects shed light on ancient origins. So, that's what the article is called. Okay, it's by Dr. Elizabeth Mitchell. Okay, so let's see. NASA's down space probe after almost 4-year trip is now visiting Vesta, one of the largest objects on the asteroid belt. Dawn will visit Vesta until next year, then move to the dwarf planet Ceres. Vesta and Ceres are most massive bodies in the asteroid belt located at Mars and Jupiter. Dawn's mission is to determine actual mass, analyze the geological composition, gather data, detailed geographical maps. Ceres and Vesta are thought to be many scientists' protoplanets left over from both solar formation. The geological makeup of Protos be different. Vesta is believed to be a metallic core and history of volcanic activity. Vesta has a massive crater near its south pole. Debris from its center that is thought to reach Earth. It's formed about 200 meteorites. 3 types of meteorites are believed to have Vesta, agarite, and diogenites. Okay, so 3 types of meteorites are believed to have come from Vesta. Howardite, agarite, and diogenites are crystallites from magma. Vesta is extremely bright, and these meteorites reflect the light in the same way the same Vesta's surface. Leading investigators suspect that missing chunk of Vesta is their source. Equipment on Dawn and should be coming determined composition of Vesta's surface, a depth of about 1 meter. This mission is compared to the summation of HED meteorites, or the beginning of study, extent of external surface of our solar system, said Dawn's principal investigator Christopher Russell. The images received of the reveal of the complex surface seems to have preserved some earliest of the Vesta's history, while going to onslaught Vesta suffered of the interfering eons. Russell refers to Vesta as a prototal surface, a radio of Hindi meteorites, and including that Vesta, according to the first 5 to 15 million years of our solar system's existence, of its going of activity and collisions. Magic of Vesta is estimated 4.6 billion year age of our solar system, in addition to improbable nature, such as underlying and methods of the age of the order observations about the Earth. Furthermore, the optimistic explanation of the solar system's origins has serious problems that accurately account of momentum, mobility of the debris, material of asteroids and planets. Data coming from the Dawn, giving about Vesta's present composition, allow us to make some guesses about volcanic activity collisions, but the statements age more events, Mercury events, the birth of our solar system, and maybe based on assumptions should not be accepted as visual. Now, Ceres surprises. The dwarf planet Ceres is the largest body in the solar system asteroid belt between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Recently, NASA's Dawn spacecraft made details to fly over threads of Ceres beam to back up the shock of many scientists. Okay, but before we can get to that one, I want to get into okay, let's get to Vesta. So, okay, before we can get to Ceres, let's get to this one. So, Vesta. Okay, so now, okay. So let's learn more about Vesta, and then I can read about Ceres surprises, okay? So the asteroid Vesta, all yet young. So NASA's World Space Data launched in 2007 to go to asteroid between Mars and Jupiter, now orbited around Vesta. Second orders of the asteroids. Now, the setback are the photos and markers by scientists, to say at least. For example, Vesta is a south polar mountain at 3 times high of Mount Everest, 21 kilometers, 13 miles. Higher than surrounding terrain, one of the largest mountains in the solar system, yet its density is smaller than within Texas. Why should Vesta be surprisingly complex? So no features to compare to other asteroids. However, with the thoughts of large impact bases, Vesta have other impact bases. Vesta had another surprise, reminiscent at some of the outer planet moons, like Enceladus and Morinda. Parts of that look old and parts that look young. Northern half of Vesta, seen on the upper left of the photo, here appears to show us some of the densest craning in the solar system. The southern half is unexpectedly smooth. That's because, according to emerging assumptions, meteor impacts, the greater numbers of craters, the greater the age. Why then is the southern half not looked pockmarked, even smooth as science still can handle it? Massive mountains from disturbance, old, young geometry, and hemispheres. Our own newest industry in creating astronomer, Danny Faulkner, suggests that instead of over millions of years, most craters have caused by a narrow intense, but brief swarm impactors that passed before have moved at a very far-sting orbit. But during the year of the flood, a similar explanation could apply to Vesta. Perhaps planetary scientists could have a content of the new word of geometry, but it's yet another example of contrary evidence. The problem is that using crater another to feature of to guess. Observable planet of history, while such data methods don't work. Only a true eyewitness account of the asteroid's origin and definitely possible its age. Okay, now let's look at, now you can read up about Ceres surprises. Okay, so the dwarf planet Ceres is the largest body in the solar system asteroid belt between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Recently, NASA's Dawn spacecraft made data over the aspects of Ceres, being back the data shocked many scientists. Ceres shows clear signs of geography active for such a small body of only 1.8% of mass of our moon. Ceres has a large, as long age believe planetary scientists shaking their hands in wonder. One can almost hear them asking, "Are you serious?" Okay, what the scientist was found, cryovolcanism, i.e. cold volcanoes, were volatiles under the surface of chemicals such as water, ammonia, methane are heated by volcanic activity and erupt into space, where they quickly freeze into the instant cold. Huge plumes of cryogenic ejecta can sometimes be other planetary bodies in the system. On Ceres, scientists photographed very bright regions where mud is being ejected in the area of large quantities. Now, the mystery for evolutionists is how Ceres, which they believe to be very old, can still be so hot inside. So the small body should have cooled down long ago, adding to the cauldron of Sergius of 20 scientists of the tiny size of the dwarf planet. So it was a long age of billions of years. The amount of material is escaping to space. All the water materials should have been used up long ago. But in fact, scientists have been being meteorites have struck tiny world over this billions of years of history. It's not plausible that this would be enough to pleasurable the supply. Now, the age of Ceres. Sirius is too far away from large planets. Its state affects energy and conditional effects, tidal heating, radioactivity decay, and getting over and they can't provide heat over billions of years either. Seekers believe that planetary bodies were already molten gradually cooled, but they predicted Ceres, miniature floating alone in the coldness of space. They believed the same age as the solar system would have become frozen inactive eons ago. But the fact that tiny Ceres, with its interior, is no more than a few thousand years old. This is consistent with the Bible's record that God formed the earth first around 6,000 years ago. Yeah. Either 6,000 to 7,000 years ago. That's how old is the Ceres and Vesta? These two large bodies. I would say probably about 7,000 years old. Okay? God formed the earth first, God created Vesta and Ceres on day 4 of his creation week. So, yeah, both Vesta and Ceres are both thousands of years old, not billions. Okay? They're not old. They're not super old. They're old, but they're not super old. That's what I meant. They're only about thousands of years old. I know you could say that's young, but it's only about 7,000 years old, and that's it. Now I want to try to get saved according to the Bible. Okay, so point of evolution is a damn souls to hell. And also, according to the flat earth theory, is a damn souls to hell. Okay. The only way to go to heaven is to believe on the Lord Jesus Christ. Salvation is by faith alone and grace alone in Jesus Christ alone. And once they're always saved, by easy believism is the truth. Okay, meaning that you can't lose your salvation. What does it say? By easy believism, it says that salvation is easy. All you do is just believe in Jesus Christ for salvation. Okay, you have to call upon the name of the Lord to get saved. So that's what the Bible teaches. Now, I'll talk about what we're doing next video. Is what does the Bible say about the Jovian planets? And I'll talk about that next video. So I hope this video I hope you learn from this video that Vesta and Ceres are only about thousands of years old, only about 7,000 years old, and that's it. Okay? Because God created everything about 6 days, about 7,000 years ago. Okay? And I believe what the Bible teaches, so So yeah. So yeah, Vesta and Ceres prove a young universe. They prove that they're young. Well, prove well not a super old universe, but old universe, I would say. Or can you say young universe? Okay. They prove the Bible, not evolution. Okay. And I'm talking about next video is what does about say about the Jovian planets? Okay. Well, I'll talk about that next video. Because go right now. So thank you for watching this video. Rejoice. Bye.